Hi everyone, welcome to this week's episode on Forever LFC of Liverpool's post-match analysis. Oh my word, I can't even begin to talk about the game today. It was ridiculous. First 1-0 up, starting to play good football, an absolute blunder by Dayan. I still don't understand why Karius didn't put up his hands to save that goal, but then we were 1-1. Then, in a crazy moment of brilliance by Philippe, we actually started scoring from set pieces. I mean, when last have you heard Liverpool scoring from set pieces? It was absolutely astonishing. And then to do all that work to regain the lead, only to lose it to another header, which I'll touch up on a bit more later on. But it was ridiculous. And then to come 3-2 and 4-2, we ended up winning it comfortably for those who actually didn't watch the game. So a bit of starting points, I would say we knew what Palace were going to do. Get the ball out to the wingers and just put balls in for Benteke. And that's exactly what they did. Luckily for us, Benteke didn't score, but it wasn't him that did the dirty business anyway. I mean, I can't believe that we're becoming so vulnerable to aerial attacks. You think the likes of Joe Matip and Dan Lovren would actually start becoming more accustomed to defending those kinds of balls, because that's what everyone that comes to Anfield or plays Liverpool is going to do more often. They're going to put balls in the box and challenge us and try to put us off our feet. There were times in the game where I was actually holding on to my shirt. I felt so nervous for the team and I wasn't even there, which is, it's not good, but I mean, I guess that's the life of a Liverpool fan nowadays. We can never just win comfortably without having a hiccup now and then. So the first talking point was, it was so good to see Alberto Moreno bombing down the left-hand side, putting in crosses, didn't make us miss James Milner in the first period. And up comes Emre Can out there to slot the goal in, and that was brilliant, because we need more goals from our midfielders. We're so used to Adam Lallana being that link from midfield to attack that we grew accustomed to him scoring these goals. But it's also nice when Henderson and Emre Can, the more defensive midfielders, can actually come and chip in with a few goals. You can actually help us. Second goal, like I said, it was an absolute blunder. I don't know what in the world Dan Lovren was thinking to absolutely sky the ball straight in the path of Mignolet, and then boom, easy goal. I mean, sorry, not Mignolet, Karius. Easy goal through him, 1-1. Totally against the run of play. We had them in the bag. We had them exactly where we wanted them. They were just going to sit back and hit us on the counter, hopefully get a set piece now and then, and basically try to get us in that mode. They didn't play the usual Crystal Palace way of attacking, fast-moving, fast-paced football that we know Alan Pardew likes to play. And after 1-1, we still looked really in control of the game. A few missed opportunities. I think Sadio Mane could have had a few goals. We know, especially that one-on-one that he had, and the goalkeeper saved it. I felt he was in control for most of the game. We hardly made him look nervous. A sublime chip by Roberto Firmino was there to, give us the comfortable win. But all in all, he saved shots from Coutinho, he saved shots from Mane, he saved shots from Chan, Henderson, and Roberto Firmino, and Adam Lallana. So it's not only that we weren't on point with our finishing, it was the keeper was on his game as well. And it just seems that every single keeper that LFC face is having their best game against us. It happened in the last game with Vorm against Tottenham, and when we played at White Hart Lane in the league, and it happened now with the Crystal Palace goalkeeper. So I mean, we've got to expect these kinds of things. Every team that plays Liverpool has to strive to be on their best form in order to try halt this winning streak that we're on. And I think we won 5 games out of 6 or 6 games out of 7, which is brilliant. Apart from that draw against Manchester United, we absolutely blew teams away with our attacking play, and our terrible trio with Coutinho, Firmino, and Mane. It's just absolutely demolishing defense. They don't know how to accommodate for the fact that we are so fluid in switching positions. I know at one stage Coutinho was the most advanced player, and at one stage he was furthest back. I mean, he's just looking so much of a world class player nowadays. He's doing everything possible to draw attraction from Real Madrid and Barcelona. So if any of Liverpool's uh, hierarchy of management that are in control with contracts, give that man a new deal. We can't afford to sell Felipe Coutinho. And it's not just because he's my favorite player, but I know Liverpool fans across the world would be absolutely gutted to know that people like the teams like Barcelona and Real Madrid are lining up bids for Coutinho, and we haven't secured his services. I know he's playing his best football on the club, and he knows he's playing his best football on the club. I feel that in all nine of these games, there was very seldom a moment where Felipe Coutinho wasn't involved in anything that we did. Today, he was instrumental. He was winning the ball back. He was making those passes. I think he made two absolutely sublime passes to Roberto Firmino and Sadio Mane that absolutely split the defense in half. And it was just that Sadio Mane, I think he was a bit off his game today, but you expect that. You know, everyone can't be on song 100% of the time. And then if they were, only God knows how good we'll be. But that's soccer, I guess. You know, sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. And unfortunately today, Sadio Mane could have had 3 goals, but it just didn't work out for him. Okay, so the first half ended 1-1. I mean, we should have been at least 3-1 up. Crystal Palace didn't look like they were going to score any other way besides the set piece and the gift that we gave them. Sorry, it didn't end up 1-1. It ended up 2-2 because we conceded again to a set piece. Picking on that cross by Wilfred Zaha, Alberto Moreno as a left back, you need to put pressure on the winger in order to stop him or even distract him from putting in a pin perfect cross. Alberto Moreno just literally laid back, allowed Wilfred Zaha to get in the cross. No pressure, no initiative by Alberto Moreno in order to do anything to dampen Zaha's technique in order to take the cross. And at the end of the day, it was a pretty straightforward header into the goal. I felt Dan could have marked his man proper, but it all stems from the fact that there was no pressure put on the winger. In the second half, I felt Crystal Palace came out with a new motive. I actually felt we needed to come out all guns blazing, get the early goal, and basically just work Palace, make them run for us, you know, use it to our favor. Instead, the total opposite came in. I ended up trying to look away at the TV because they were just attacking at all moments in time. We were giving away cynical fouls and silly fouls and absolutely unnecessary fouls. And that what made me really upset. We looked so disorganized. It didn't look like our team. I mean, Lovren, after he scored that goal, he looked like a madman, a man on fire, a man with a purpose. And after that, it paid dividends by him scoring that header. But everyone just looked disjointed. I mean, Karius, I keep on saying this every week, he needs confidence. But also, as much as we need to have patience in him, he needs to show us what we need to have patience in terms of what promise he's showed to Klopp that he deserves the number 1 spot. He came up with very clinical saves, but you expect that from the hype that we know Karius brought when he came and he signed to us. He still looks very vulnerable in the air. He still looks very vulnerable in terms of commanding his box. But I'm sure that will come. The third and fourth goal it is brilliant in terms of how Joe Matip scored his first goal for LFC with a towering header. I feel Crystal Palace just lost their lines. They didn't defend well in that corner, and we just capitalized on that opportunity. I must commend Felipe Coutinho on his set pieces. His dead ball situations, now that Milner wasn't there, I felt we actually looked much more threatening. I think Coutinho had the best game in terms of his dead ball situations that he's ever had. I even feel that if he had a free kick in front of goal, he would have slotted that in, because that's how confident he was and I was in his dead ball situations. And my word, Roberto Firmino, he's an absolute workhorse. There's no faulting his ambition and his intensity when it comes to playing for Liverpool Football Club. It doesn't matter if he's not getting the ball, he's continuously, tirelessly working, whether he's in defense or whether he's in attack. And then, of course, like I said last week, it's only a matter of time before he gets his goal. An absolute vision, and when I say vision, I mean it in the highest, most respectful way from Jordan Henderson. The gap was gaping for Firmino to make the run, and it was pretty mandatory that I think even Joe Matip would have made that assist, but let's give it to the captain. He dissected the defense, allowed Firmino to run on, and Firmino did what Mane couldn't do, and he chipped the keeper. So all in all, what matters is we got 3 points, and we joined top of the table. We kept up. On a day where Arsenal miraculously came back with 2 goals from Giroud and another from Alexis Sanchez, where there was a point where I thought they were drawing, which was working in our favour. Tottenham drew, United dropped points, City won, surprisingly, and Chelsea still to play. So, we're still there. We haven't lost momentum. We've won. There's a lot of things we need to work on in terms of our defense and our composure. I just feel Klopp needs to put a ball machine and just belt balls in the defense and allow carriers to just come out and punch. That's the only way he's going to learn, by being put in pressurized situations. Even if you have to put 10 under 23s on him in order to put pressure on him, they need to do that. So for what I've been doing from last week, a bit of player ratings. Starting with Karius, I think he could have done better for the first goal, so I'll give him a 6.5. He still hasn't convinced me yet. I would have given him a 6, but if it weren't for those saves that made him look like a glorious keeper, I would have given him a 6, so I'll give him 6.5 just because he pulled in a few saves there. Alberto Moreno, I felt, yes, he got an assist, but he was quite sloppy as well, so I'm also giving him a 6.5. Darren Lovren, I'll give him a 7 because he redeemed himself. Joe Matip, brilliant. He absolutely manhandled Christian Benteke. He never allowed him to get anywhere near a shot on goal. Any header wasn't controlled, and I just feel that Joe Matip is growing into such a leader for Liverpool, so I'll give him an 8. On the right hand side, Klein, 7.5. He hardly put a foot wrong. I can't remember who is the player that played down the left hand side. I know he handled Andros Townsend when he came on really well, and that's what you expect from Nathaniel Klein. He's an absolute workhorse, and Mr. Consistency, as always, delivers when expected. I think every attack that Crystal Palace made came through the right hand side, which was our left, where Alberto Moreno was always left vulnerable, and the one goal opportunity was an absolute blunder that came straight through the middle. But with our 3 midfielders, I felt Adam Lallana, yes, he is that link, and we just look so rusty without him. I didn't feel he was on his game today. I felt he lost the ball very carelessly trying to do his tricks, but maybe this was just one of the days where it didn't work out for him. So I'd give Adam a 7. I'd give Emre a 7.5, maybe an 8, because he worked tirelessly. You could see he's starting to get into his stride. He's getting more match fit. He's starting to score goals, which is awesome. We need goals from every department, not just the strikers. That's what we got today. 1 from the striking department, which was Firmino, 1 from the midfield, which was Emre Can, and 2 from the defense, which is awesome because we're not us as Liverpool supporters aren't used to our team scoring headers, especially our defenders, which was a good thing to see. So Emre Can, yeah, let's give him an 8. Jordan Henderson felt he was a bit sloppy at times, so I'd give him a 7. And terrible trio. I don't know. I'm awfully biased when it comes to Felipe Coutinho, but he got in there with 2 assists. I'd give him, once again, the man of the match. I'd give him a 9. Because without his creativity, without his movement on and off the ball, without his closing down, without his regaining possession and his interceptions, Liverpool would have been nowhere today. So he is my man of the match with a 9. The only thing that would have made the icing on the cake was if he got a goal, and he came very close to it. I mean, it always seems like Felipe is sniffing for the goal mount, and he's becoming more hungry, which I love. There were times where Coutinho would just go missing during games, and that's where people would question his ability. But now he's truly showing his worth. Roberto Firmino ate because he never stopped working. He ran and ran and ran, and he got his just rewards by getting a goal. Mane, I'd give him a 7.5. You can't fault his work ethic. He also lost the ball a couple of times, and he could have finished multiple chances. That should come with game time and more understanding, and depending on the opponent and whether the keeper is having the best game of their life, which has been happening to Liverpool these last couple games. But you can't expect all our players to be on point all the time. And maybe he was just having off day. I hope he was having off day. But yeah, all in all, I'll give our team it was a good performance. It was a good performance because we never gave up. I know Liverpool teams of the past would just go into the turtle shell at 2-2, try to hold out for a draw, and end up getting countered and losing their cool, losing their composure, and just letting the 3 points go. We have something to fight for. We saw how competitive every single place in our team is right now. Every single player in our team hasn't secured their place. Whether it's Roberto up front to Karius at the back, everyone has someone that can come in and replace them. And we saw the reserve team, if you want to call it, against Tottenham. They didn't look too far off the pace. And it's very promising. And when we have a bench like Wijnaldum, Origi, Sturridge, Mignolet, Marco Grujic, which is a promising young talent, Danny Ings. You have all of these players to come on. You just think to yourself, I can't remember the last time Liverpool had such strength in depth. But yeah, so I'll just leave you with something that I've been thinking about recently, and I spoke about it last week. Having faith in our team is the greatest reward we can have possible. Because the more negative we think, the more negative things transpire. So being positive on our ability, having confidence in our players would go a long way. And it shows in the crowd, it shows in the player. We never give up. We're not about just folding and going into our turtle shells, which is showing the new type of image Liverpool Football Club is beginning to portray or beginning to exude in this day and age. And Klopp, I've never doubted him for a minute. And I don't think anyone should either. Whether we win, lose, draw, we know what we're capable of. And we are most welcome to criticize our team because that's how passionate we are. We are the most passionate team and the most passionate supporters in the world. And rival clubs would even tell you that coming to Anfield, listening to the Liverpool faithful, it's something like no other. So, like I said last week, I urge everyone to just back our team. We can put in performances like this. We can do even better. And week by week, we're going to get better. Yes, we might lose. Yes, we might draw. Yes, we might drop points. But we know we're going to come back stronger. And we're going to go for every game as if it was the final for us. So yeah, thank you once again, everyone, for watching this week's episode. Please don't forget to like and leave your comments below. Have a good day. You'll never walk alone.